For the purpose of this video, I'm going to focus on the key concepts of importance to comprehensive reading programs that were highlighted in class. I will make connections to the book read outside of class. The topics I will focus on are rethinking reading instruction, phonological awareness, decoding, the simple view of reading, early spelling, and sight words. Rethinking reading instruction is to consider the science of instruction when planning systematic and explicit instruction in a reading program. This instruction should include phonics, phonemic awareness, reading fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. In addition, teaching teachers to teach reading right is necessary to a comprehensive reading program. The authors of the book, Brainwords: How the Science of Reading Informs Teaching, supports these key concepts by stating that politics and misunderstandings of the science of reading have hampered our efforts to have excellent reading programs, and therefore we need to rethink reading instruction to include and understand the science of reading. Rethinking reading literally means thinking outside of the proverbial box, and in this case the packaged curriculum, and looking at developmental changes in the student's brain to improve reading. Scientific evidence has indicated that an integrated model for beginning reading is what helps students build brain words. One of the models discussed by Gentry and Ouellette is the lexical and sublexical processes, also called the dual route to reading. Sublexical is the process of sounding words out and spelling. Lexical is the process of looking at the whole word. These are not considered separate pathways, but they intertwine and overlap, and the middle is our brain words. To summarize this point, when creating brain words, the brain links the word to a sound, sublexical, and also to meaning, which includes existing knowledge, to anchor the spelling and pronunciation into memory. Statistics have proved that we have a reading problem in the United States, and it puts struggling readers at risk for future problems in their academic and social lives. Changing our mindset and looking at incorporating scientific research to create reading programs that are successful is important in our democratic society. Phonological awareness. Phonological awareness is the capability to distinguish, hear, count, and manipulate units of sounds in spoken language. Phonological awareness is an important and reliable predictor of later reading ability and has therefore been the focus of much research. According to Reading Rockets, there are 5 levels of phonological awareness: rhyming and alliteration, sentence segmentation, syllables, which are segmenting and blending, onsets and rhymes, and phonemic awareness. Based on research, comprehensive and explicit instruction is the key to building successful readers. Teaching phonics should include a process in which the skills build upon each other. These skills should include oral sounds, alphabetical principles, decoding, phoning, graphing, matching, nonsense words, word sorts, word chains, writing words and decodable texts. Scientific research has indicated that a spell-to-read practice increases the learning of brain words. This is especially true if teaching phonological awareness, decoding, encoding, and sight word recognition is taught as a single didactic approach rather than each as a single lesson. Phonological awareness is vital to the reading process because it teaches the early literacy skills that build the foundation for students to become successful readers. Decoding. Decoding is an advanced phonics skill that teaches students to break down multi-syllable words. Decoding is an essential skill for reading. Students use decoding to sound out words that they do not recognize. To be effective, decoding needs to be assimilated with letter recognition, phonological awareness, and phonics skills to create the brain words. Students need to know vowel patterns, syllable types, and affixes to decode and become skilled readers. Students who do not have the skill of decoding will lack fluency and reading comprehension. The simple view of reading. The simple view of reading is a theory that describes the skills necessary for early literacy instruction to get students to the goal of reading comprehension. In 1986, during the Reading Wars, Goh and Turner developed a theory that explained that an individual's reading comprehension is the product of their decoding skills and language comprehension. The key idea is that both the ability to decode and language comprehension are necessary for reading comprehension. This theory makes associations to the complexity of reading and serves to help with building reading programs and assessments. It is widely believed that many educators have not heard of this theory, which leads to a misunderstanding of reading processes. This theory explains that being able to comprehend text and word meanings requires cognitive brain operations to be able to get to a skilled level of reading comprehension. The reading rope demonstrates and summarizes how decoding is an important part of reading skills as strands that are woven together to create skilled readers. Early spelling. In early spelling, students attempt to write out words they hear. Reading Rocket calls this invented spelling. The National Reading Panel put out a report in 2000 that focused on the big 5 ideas of early literacy, but it didn't include spelling. Gentry and Olay describe an early spelling approach called the spell-to-read approach that links hearing, speech, language, and vision as a systematic process that helps associate auditory, phonology, and visual orthography to establish meaning to the brain words. According to reading expert Louisa Moats, spelling needs more attention because it is a great diagnostic tool that shows how much a student progresses in word structure, speech sounds, and using letters to represent those sounds. In addition, she believes that nonsense words are useful because it shows if a student knows the sounds of words and sound symbol structures like affixes. Word study is important because the focus is not on memorization, but on phonics, spelling, and vocabulary. Aries explains that there are 4 phases of word reading development. The first phase is pre-alphabetic. Students read sight words by forming connections from visual features. The second phase is partial alphabetic. Students recognize some letters but are putting the words together by sight within context. The third phase, full alphabetic, is when the student can read sight words because they understand letter-sound relationships and they're able to decode. The fourth phase, the consolidated alphabetic stage, students are able to read sight words from memory. Early spelling is important because allowing students to spell out unknown words helps the student progress to learning correct spelling, and instruction is matched to the individual student. Sight words. Sight words can help students read and understand more fluently because they are recognized by sight quickly and automatically. Sight words are some of the most common words in the text that we read. Fry and Dolch are the most common list of sight words. Edward William Dolch created the Dolch list in 1936 using the most common words in children's books. Dolch's list has 22 tool words and 95 nouns. Dr. Edward Fry created the Fry list in 1957 with updates in 1980 that includes 1,000 words and does not include any nouns. Researchers have found rote memorization of words is ineffective. Gentry and Olette suggest that in the classroom that the right words are taught at the right time, and if a teacher has a school-mandated sight words list, they can introduce those at a time when it fits into their teaching, maybe when the 6 basic syllable patterns are taught. Orthographic mapping is another useful instructional method. Orthographic mapping is the process that all successful readers use to become fluent readers. Through orthographic mapping, students use the oral language processing part of their brain to connect the sounds of words they already know, the phonemes, to the letters in a word, the spellings. They then permanently store the connected sounds and letters of the words along with their meaning as an instantly recognizable word described as sight vocabulary or sight words.